This is an idea to ease investigations a little, so they don't have to search so hard for a firearm to match the ballistics of a shell. Well, or of a bullet, basically, the head of it. Anyway, whenever these guns come off the assembly line, alright, anyway, now, they come off the assembly line, and they're all coded, and they all have a serial number, alright? What we need to do, as these things come off the assembly line, alright, so we take the ballistics gel, put it in the barrel, we make a cast, alright? We get the striation marks of the barrel for, say, serial number 0123, okay? We make a cast, we get all of the striations, the lines, all of the details, the fingerprint of each barrel. And we fingerprint it. And literally, just like we do with the fingerprint database, we fingerprint the guns. And we enter into a computer, into a database of gun barrels. Now, we have something similar to this right now, but it doesn't operate like this. It completely cuts out all of these factors and makes everything a lot harder. So instead of having to worry about a crime and find a bullet, alright, now we got the bullet, but now we need to find out what gun it is, or the gun, or whatever. So now we have to search out a gun to match this bullet up. So the gun is circulating out there. We don't know where it's at, but we're going to do everything we can to find it. Or they can already have the fingerprint. Look at the fingerprint of it, get in the computer, and find out, hey, that was serial number 3456. That was sold to John Doe on September 6th, 1971. Or just throwing that out there, just a random date. 1988, 2006, 2010, who knows. But from now on, we would have an index that we could turn to every time we find a bullet at a crime scene. We don't have to worry about getting the fingerprint of it. Now, seeking the gun out, we can already get in the database, seek the gun out, and we can have our track. We can have our starting point. Because finding the gun is always a pain for investigators. So instead of having to seek out the gun, they can just get in the computer and have a starting point right there. Boom. Fingerprint of the gun is already in the computer. Now, if they do this, why aren't they doing it? I mean, this is a very good idea when it comes to our law enforcement. Why is this not being done? Why do they always wait until a crime happens to do any of this? And why do they create guns off the assembly line that have serial numbers and are documented and papers for without a fingerprint? Why would they do that? Why make a gun without a fingerprint whenever they produce a gun off the assembly line with a serial number that they can go ahead and code its fingerprint into the computer and stop all of these useless steps and all of this unnecessary time that's wasted trying to find a gun when we find a bullet in a crime scene? So I'm just throwing this out there.